Death, the world's rudest deadline. Death, let's be clear, is rude. It never knocks, it never calls ahead, and it absolutely refuses to check your calendar. You can be halfway through dinner, finally remembering the punchline to a joke you heard 10 years ago, and there it is, interrupting like an uninvited guest who eats all the snacks and doesn't even bring a bottle. Most people don't like talking about it. They treat death as if it's some distant cousin everyone pretends doesn't exist. Instead, they slather on expensive creams, jog grimly on machines that look like medieval torture devices, and eat salads that taste like penance. They whisper, "Maybe if I behave, death won't notice me." But death is like a tax auditor. It notices everyone eventually. The Stoics, being inconveniently sensible, refused to play this game of hide-and-seek. Their motto was memento mori, remember you must die. Not as a threat, but as a reminder that every day is borrowed time, and borrowed time should be spent wisely, not on holding grudges, scrolling endlessly, or trying to train a goat to fetch slippers. Seneca, who was fond of writing letters on the subject, possibly because his friends were terrible at replying promptly, pointed out that people act as if life is endless, but treat money as scarce. They guard their wallets with locks and ledgers, but squander their hours like confetti. Yet time is the only resource that can't be topped up. Death doesn't give refunds. Now people hear this and assume the Stoics were a gloomy bunch who sat around staring at skulls all day. But that's missing the point. Remembering death isn't about brooding, it's about urgency. Coffee tastes better when you realize you won't be drinking it forever. A friend's laugh is brighter when you know there are only so many left to hear. Even the goat chewing your laundry is more amusing when you realize there will come a day when there are no goats left to ruin your socks. Death, for the Stoics, was the great equalizer. It doesn't care about titles, riches, or your collection of rare spoons. Kings and beggars alike meet the same end, though admittedly one might have better funeral catering. This knowledge, rather than depressing, was meant to free you. If death is certain, then there's no point in clinging desperately to possessions or worrying endlessly about reputation. You can live with less fear, because the finish line is already marked. Think of death as the world's rudest deadline. It shows up early, refuses to negotiate extensions, and insists you submit whatever draft of life you've managed to scribble. You don't get to edit after the fact. The best you can do is write boldly while the ink still flows. So don't waste your hours pretending the deadline isn't there. Use them. Speak the words, hug the people, laugh at the goat, because when the clipboard-wielding auditor finally calls your name, you'll want to hand over a life at least worth reading. If you like this video, please like and follow. See you next time.